Making a quick video today, just some quick updates on the 240 and the motor. Spent a little time just painting the valve cover. It was just kind of like that bare aluminum, so I wanted to put something on there. Honestly, got some engine enamel on clearance at Advance Auto for $2, so decided just to quickly paint that up. What I'm working on now is changing out the water pump and thermostat housing, painting that, and also putting a new thermostat in it as well. Just kind of preventative maintenance stuff. Change directions a little bit. The motor, when I paint the block and everything, kind of clean stuff up. Got to source some hardware for it, so got some stuff coming on the way, and things like that. So just kind of change some direction. Not gonna pull the head or anything like that. With the turbo and everything that I'm running and manifold that I bought, it's honestly gonna live around 260, 270 horsepower. So I've seen many KAT setups last quite some time at that, so we're going to kind of put together and find out, just to kind of keep this thing on a true budget aspect. Using this to paint just a few components on the motor, brackets and other things, kind of freshen it up, make it look a little bit better. Auto parts store, anything like that, you can get this stuff from. So decent stuff. Used it a few times over the years, and I think it comes out pretty good. Also in the engine bay, spent some time just taking down some of the wiring. Planned to prep the engine bay for paint. Kind of changed my mind a couple times, which I'm known to do, honestly, on some things. So I wanted to steel it, but at 30 bucks a can, it's like to put 3 or 4 cans in here, you're gonna have $150, $200 in engine bay paint. So I decided to think about doing some other stuff from brand Seymour. It's a little bit cheaper, but I don't know if I want to go from red to gray. So I'm thinking about actually doing a matte red now. I think that'll look better and kind of match what the car had factory. But pulled this off, just did a quick paint job on it. Again, nothing special, all budget, ideas in mind here. New water pump, and for reference, this is some of the engine enamel and stuff that's been on sale at Advance Auto, so you can get this stuff for this can. I think it was $3 a can. One other thing that I didn't show this in any previous videos, it was just kind of like a project when the snowstorm hit about a month ago, but got some electrical tape from Amazon, kind of like a high heat felt tape. Just used this to rewrap the wiring harness, zip tie up in areas. Felt it kind of made it look a little bit tidier in some ways. Just tried to use this as an opportunity to look over the harness, just make sure that there wasn't any breaks in the wires. Honestly, came out pretty good. So again, budget in mind, things like that. This was like $6 for 2 rolls of tape, by about 100 feet for $6. Splurged a little bit on a few things here. T-bolt clamps and stuff for my brother. He was actually upgrading the intercooler and powder coating the piping and stuff on his S15. So ended up getting a Greddy intercooler for S chassis, and he had to purchase a brand new intercooler piping set. Ended up using his original piping from the car, which was Greddy. So gave me a pretty good deal, $200 for the piping, couplings, clamps, and the intercooler. He also had an extra K intake manifold. On eBay, I found like a new old stock of, if you've been around for a while, you know of this brand, but the Musa E-Motor USA, just a cheap KA manifold. It was like 85 bucks on eBay. So picked that up. That got delivered yesterday. The plan there is to have my brother-in-law do a little bit of TIG welding on some of the flanges and other like major component areas that may tend to crack, and then put a bit of a support from the T2 flange to the flange that goes to the head. So from here to there, put like a 1/4 inch stainless rod or something as a support for the flange. So when the turbo's sitting on it, it's not just all the weight on that flange of the manifold. But one last thing that I did pick up too is, again, my brother upgrading his S15. He went to a Haltech, I think Elite 2500, and he did some newer injectors. So these are, I think, OEM Nissan or Nismo 615s that were still in good condition. He just upgraded to a little bit bigger injector since he went with a Pulsar dual ball bearing turbo, like a 2870 or maybe a little bit bigger. So got those, and again, 200 bucks on those. So 400 bucks for injectors, intercooler, all the piping and everything. Wanted to talk about this too. So this is a project my brother and I have been working on. Probably better to see the logo this way. But MDS, Metric Drift Solutions, over the years, building these cars, I mean, 10, 12, 13, 15 years ago, you know, 240s were abundant. You could find them almost anywhere, and you typically had, if you had a few of them, you had a bucket of hardware and other bolts and things like that. But as these things have become, I don't know, 30 plus years old at this point, we've actually found in a lot of ways sourcing hardware for these cars is kind of difficult. Some things, as in fine metric fasteners and other things, there is some difficulty in finding those bolts at like a local hardware store. You always got to buy them online, or honestly now with some of the forums being shut down, you're unsure of the sizing. So we've been working on some projects to come up with just some very simple stuff, but yet cost effective. So like replacement bolts or nuts for the coilover top hats for the front and rear. We did develop an eccentric lockout kit. So this is all grade 10.9, high tensile strength, zinc plated, Nylock locking nuts. Very similar to what you see other people have online for sale. But the big thing is other places want 50 to 60 bucks for these. And we have these things actually listed for, I think, about $38 on eBay. So I will drop the link in eBay. Feel free, and like you want to support, check it out, order you a set. This is all high quality stuff, not Chinese, you know, sourced or Amazon sourced product, all high quality hardware. There's going to be some other kits and things that we come out with, you know, things for like the knuckle, the coilover on an S13. You know, we want to use a high strength bolt there, so we're going to come up with a kit like that. Dress up stuff for the engine bay. So just, you know, as these M6 hard flange bolts and other things, you know, just kind of sell a package of them or something for a very affordable price. But just a way for kind of like a one-stop shop if you're looking for S chassis hardware and other kind of things for upgrade. You know, you can check it out. The big thing that we have that we've used quite a bit and has some good feedback on is the cross member bolt kit. It's just 4 M10 125 hardware bolts and a little bit longer thread engagement, so you just kind of tend to have a little bit more engagement up into the actual chassis of the car, but also to not potentially strip out the bolts like you can with the factory hardware. So we've got those listed on eBay as well. And a couple other cool things. When I put the turbo and manifold together, I will show you guys a kit that we came up with, which is metric studs, vibration resistant lock washers, and then like a class 10 top locking hex nut. So it's a pretty cool kit we come up with, we're going to offer as well. When this car was SR, I used it. When this car was KAT, I used it. On my brother's S14, that's SR, it's being used. Our buddy's KATS 13, it's being used as well. He just installed them on his S15, and a handful of other friends that we've kind of directed towards that way of having something that's kind of vibration resistant. And if you have a flex down pipe and the other proper exhaust hangers and things like that, you can typically not have to worry about your T2 flange or any issues. That's the cross member bolt kit, so check them out. Give us some feedback, buy a set, see if you like them. All super high quality, grade 10.9 stuff is, get this to focus, as you can see. Really good stuff. Gonna use them on here, use them on future builds and anywhere else in the car as well. I think that's pretty much it for today. I'm just gonna continue to work on the motor and some other things. I did spend some time at my brother's yesterday, kind of sim drifting and other stuff, so I'm gonna throw some of those clips in here too. Just kind of like a, you know, cool thing to see. Just, you know, he set up a Mazda, I think R5, that budget sim setup, so kind of got some time to drive on that and kind of get used to it, which was a fun thing. You know, as I'm working to get my car together, hopefully, you know, able to get to the track in the next year or so. It's cool to keep upscale and kind of practice a little bit on the sim. So appreciate it.